Hey, this is Jamal Abbott here to bring you a quick minute. And this story comes from Amazon and Verizon and their new partnership to introduce super fast, low latency, high compute edge resources to the network edge. So if that sounds confusing, it is. And I've tried to read this press release a couple different times, and it feels like I'm back in grade school trying to dissect a frog. So I've tried my best to break this down in plain English because that's the way I like to explain things to you and just try to give you the information that you need and that you can use. So there's this technology called multi-access edge computing, and Verizon has just kind of spun this just a little bit to fit what they have for their brand, and they call this mobile edge compute. But the gist of this is that there's a way to bring technology resources like servers and computing power closer to the edge of the network. And what they've done, they've partnered up with Amazon to allow certain applications designed for 5G to reside on the edge of the network. And then this is supposed to give a performance enhancement to the users, to the devices that need it the most. So some of these examples of resources that can take advantage of this new technology setup would be the Internet of Things type devices. We're talking about sensors, we're talking about smart cities, things of that nature where they require fast speeds with quick responses. And this is what this new partnership is all about. So Verizon's claiming the first to do this over a 5G connection in partnership with Amazon and their new product called AWS Wavelength service. So let me just give you a little backstory about how we got to this point and why it's important to know about edge computing. So once upon a time, we used to have computers that were super fast, big and bulky, and they used to live with us in our offices, in our homes, and our internet connections were really slow. As our internet connections have gotten faster, the technical wizards and people that are way, way smarter than me decided at some point in time that it'd probably be a good idea to get rid of all this computing power in one place and then move it into a centralized place where there can be some economies of scale. You don't have to worry about so many servers taking up power, and then as well as the management and the patching and then for everything that goes with taking care of servers. So that computing power got moved away from the end users and then got pushed to the cloud. And over time, the technical people realized, well, it's great that all these things are in the cloud, but when it comes to using that application that I used to use within my office, it's a lot slower now compared to what it was when I used to have it right next to me. So the tech industry has moved to the cloud, and now they're moving things back closer to the end users. As these internet connections have gotten faster, these applications, the computing power has moved closer back to the edge, and there's really no defined place of where the edge is at, but it's definitely not where the users are at, and it's not where the central servers and other places where this processing is done. So it's kind of like somewhere in the middle, but we're calling it the network edge. So the computer processing power is now at the edge, and this is where some of the computing power and processing applications are now being done at. So this is new, this is developing, and Verizon is claiming the first in partnership with Amazon to do this over a 5G network. So that's the big news, and that's a quick minute brought to you by Jamal Abbott. Hit me up if you have any questions.